All right, welcome back into the channel, Eagles Syndicate family. Today, we are going to be going through each and every game on the Philadelphia Eagles schedule and giving it a W or an L, coming out with the Eagles official record prediction for the 2024 season. I thought Monday, NFL week is here. The Birds play this Friday in Sao Paulo, Brazil. They will be taking on the Green Bay Packers. Of course, we know this, but what better way to kick off our first week of the regular season than to announce our official Philadelphia Eagles record prediction? Be sure to follow along with the games and drop your prediction in the comment section. All right, so I figured the easiest way to do this looks-wise was to pull up the Eagles schedule on their website, just go through each game and give it a win or a loss. About every 4 games or so, I'll put up a graphic detailing the team's record at that point throughout the season. But let's jump into it. Week 1, the Green Bay Packers, of course, Friday, September 6th in Brazil. This is one of the harder games to predict on the Eagles schedule just because we don't really know the conditions in Brazil. On one hand, I've heard that some of the, forest fires are affecting the air quality and the oxygen intake, and in other, instances, I've heard that they won't be affecting it. Plus, it's just a different climate and area zone. So it's really tough to predict this. I'm going to give the Eagles a week 1 victory. I think that overall roster wise, they're just more talented, but there are a lot of outside factors that could play into this. I as well have a little bit of concern as to, is the Eagles pass defense up to par by week 1 when they are playing the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love, who showed a really strong ability to throw the ball? But I'm going to lean win in week 1. The Atlanta Falcons at home, Kirk Cousins, week 2 goes to Philly. Even when the secondary is bad, they still terrorize Kirk O'Chains. So the Eagles will be starting off 2-0. Week 3 at New Orleans. For me personally, I think New Orleans is going to be one of the worst teams in football this year. That being said, I will have the Eagles starting 3-0 at Tampa. Revenge spot here. They took them out in the playoffs. You got Bake Show. Without Dave Canales, I wonder how strong that offense is for Tampa Bay. I'm actually going to have the Eagles starting off 4-0. They'll be going into the bye week, week 5. I hate that they have that week 5 bye, but they have a week 5 bye, and they'll be going into it undefeated. Then they host the Cleveland Browns. I think this is a sneaky upset game. I do think that the Browns have one of the better defenses in the NFL and really just all around one of the better rosters, but Philadelphia coming off of a bye, getting extra time to prepare. I think that this defense can succeed against Deshaun Watson. I'm going to have the Eagles starting off 5-0, and I do think that the Eagles, as an early bet as to the last team to stay undefeated, they're like 10-1. I think that is a very solid bet to make. Then I have at the New York Giants. Don't sleep on this. I think this could be a potential loss. The Giants, 1, will be up for this game because of Saquon's return, and 2, that pass rush. What did Jalen Hurts struggle with last year? Pressure. That is what the Giants can bring. I'm actually going to have the Eagles win this game, though. I think that by week 7, the defense will be strong enough to really hamper the Giants offense, but maybe the under in this game could be the move. 7-0. I will have them losing at Cincinnati, right? What is the way to beat this Eagles team, at least what we know going in on paper? Being able to have a strong passing offense. That is what the Bengals have, not only with Joe Burrow, but Chase, Higgins, Burton. This team has weapons. Gesicki, a good vertical threat tight end. The Eagles struggle against those. So I'm going to have Philly taking their first loss in week 8 here, 7-1 now going into week 9. Week 9, Sunday Night Football versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the first Kelly Green game of the season, and we saw last year. When you wearing them Kelly Green jerseys, that's a wrap. But Jacksonville, they're not going to have any, problem beating them. I don't think this should be a win. At Dallas, listen, if you're an Eagles fan at this point, you know how it goes. We lose at Dallas, we win at home. So at Dallas, week 10, Sunday afternoon football, I will have the Eagles losing this game. They are now 8-2. The Washington Commanders. The Commanders, you guys know, always play the Eagles tough. Thursday Night Football, shorter week. I think that their offensive line is so atrocious that Philly actually holds their own and may actually dominate the Commanders this season. I have Philly getting the win here. That brings them to 9-2. I believe maybe 8-2. I don't know. I'll have the graphics up. Week 12 at the Rams. I have this as a loss. Again, the way to beat Philly right now on paper, before the season starts is to have a very strong passing game. Matt Stafford, Puka, Cooper Kupp. I have them losing that game. Week 13 at Baltimore. I think this is another loss. I think that it's going to be a tough environment to go into. And when you're not used to seeing Lamar Jackson, usually he succeeds against you. I think that's going to be the case for Philly. I think this defense is going to struggle to guard Lamar and stop Lamar, and they will lose this game. But they get the bounce back game against the Panthers the following week. Should be a pretty dominant victory. Pittsburgh, week 15, end of the year, the Battle of PA. It wouldn't surprise me if Pittsburgh got up for this game and snuck out with a win, but I'm going to have the Eagles taking this. I don't even know by week 15 what Pittsburgh's quarterback situation is possibly going to look like. There's a world where Mike Tomlin isn't even the coach of the team anymore at this point. Now, I'm a big Mike Tomlin guy, but from what I've heard, not everybody biggest fan in Pittsburgh right now. So they didn't get Ayuk. They have a real lack of weapons. I have the Eagles winning this. At the Commanders, I have them sweeping the season series with the Commanders and getting the win here. And then at home, they will beat Dallas. Week 18, though. Hold on. Let me see if they'll be playing the starters, because right here I'll have counted up 1, 2, 3, 4 losses. So what is that? They'll be going into that game 12-4. Here's what I'll say. If they need the win, they'll beat the Giants. They'll be 13-4. And if they don't need the win, they'll lose the game and be 12-5. But we'll say that they need the win, because I don't know if 12-5 would comfortably put you as the 1 seed. And I can't imagine that everything else is all wrapped up, unless, you know, a team like the Lions is already at 14 wins. But give me Philly to win this game here. They go 5-1 in the division this year. I think that they are head and shoulders above the Commanders and the Giants when it comes to full talent. They always split with Dallas, and some tougher games on the schedule like Rams, at the Rams, at the Bengals, and at Baltimore. My guess is they don't end up actually losing all 3 of those games. They probably win one of those and then lose one of them random games to like Tampa or New Orleans. But I will have the Philadelphia Eagles either way, finishing with a 13-4 record this year. I do think for that reason, Jalen Hurts will be in MVP level conversations. I do think that they'll be competing for the 1 seed. The talent is here on this roster. And I think this season will be more reminiscent of the 2022 Eagles than the 2023 Eagles. At least that is certainly the hope. As always, be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think the Eagles record will be in 2024? Do you see this team winning the NFC East, winning the NFC, going to the Super Bowl? Let me know all of that in the comment section. And if you love the Philadelphia Eagles and you want to get a ton of Eagles content, whether that be what's happening at practice, game previews, game reactions, trades, injuries, whatever it may be, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on 100 subscribers. If you want to be in that first 100, you have to hit the sub button now. Who knows when the channel is going to blow up, but I do know it's going to happen, because I know these Eagles fans, this Birds community is strong. I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.